Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Nettie Owens with Sapari Solutions, and we're continuing our discussion of what businesses need to know right now. And I'm so excited to bring you author and law of attraction expert, marketing expert, Andrew Kapp. Welcome to the show, Andrew.
Nettie, thanks so much for having me. I know we're going to be a short conversation. I'm really excited by where we're going to go with this. So really happy to be here.
I am too. Absolutely. So let me tell you a little bit about Andrew. His latest mission is in sharing the content he presents in his #1 best-selling book, The Last Law of Attraction Book You'll Ever Need to Read. And you can see that big behind him on the screen. Since its release, the book has enjoyed well over 1,000 5-star rave reviews on Amazon, and you don't have anything less than a 4-star, I think, or very few, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's always a percentage. I think 2% or 1, 2% or 2. Like, there's always going to be there, and if it isn't,
Right.
You're probably not doing a good enough job of getting yourself out there.
That's true. And if you aren't making a few people unhappy, you're probably not saying anything interesting.
Yeah, seriously. But when like over 80% are 5-star, it's also a good time to pat yourself on the back and hopefully know that you serve people well.
Excellent. And I hope you also are patting yourself on the back and taking your own advice there. So the book shows readers why they've had trouble following through on easy daily routine of gratitude methods, and then so that they can finally conquer their procrastination once and for all. And I love this topic. Just curious, for you, how do you translate what you teach in the book to what businesses need to know right now? So what are you finding businesses need to know about what you've learned?
Well, I mean, what businesses need to know more, I mean, there's 2 pieces. The one thing for the book is in the understanding of, entrepreneurs know that there are certain things that they need to do in their business, but they don't. And my fastest attempt at explaining this, how I put in the book, which is the same reason people struggle with lifting weights or going to the gym or law of attraction methods or whatever else might be, is we've got 3 minds. We've got the conscious mind and we've got the subconscious. And right smack dab in the middle, we've got the ego. And the ego only has one job, and that's to keep you alive, which means for better or worse, your ego loves you, but whatever money problems you're having, whatever relationship problems, or even whatever health problems, your ego knows you're alive right now, so it will resist when you try to make a reach to get into a better station of life.
Okay.
The answer to that being, of course, at least from a law of attraction perspective, is going and bypassing the ego to the subconscious mind, which is way stronger, which you can do through gratitude methods and just, literally feeling good, thinking good thoughts and feeling good feelings, because that will make your ego feel safe and you will find yourself taking faster action. However, I snuck that in, Nettie. What I really wanted to get to people more, just in terms of what businesses need to know now, which is actually part of what I just did there, is the understanding that even when you are doing good for your customers, you're doing well for them, there are endless, deeper, more dynamic, more multi-level ways to provide value. And when you think about doing that and you find ways of doing that, you will be rewarded in the best way, because the more value you give, the more value you receive. So it becomes this wonderful feedback system. So,
all right. So give me an example of what that looks like.
Yeah. So for example, trying not to humble brag, I've got a lot of 5-star rave reviews. That was not accidental, in the sense that I didn't want this just to be a book that I sold. I want it to be a book that's read and used. So therefore, I was very intentional about making this book from page 1 to page 208 a user-friendly, easy-to-read journey, so that they can get through the content, so that they can experience a paradigm shift, so that they can use it and be happy. And through that, okay, I've given them the value, but they're also way more excited about sharing it with their friends who might be interested in also. On top of that, just stacking value. When they sign up for my bonuses, they get email after email after email of just stuff that's in support of that, designed to make them feel good and have an easier time using the content. And again, because of that, they review the book, they tell their friends, they'll buy extra copies and all these other things. So they're winning, I'm winning, everybody's winning.
I love win-win-win situations, and you just described one. So something came up for me as you were just stating that. I'm hoping I can pull it back. I got excited.
Yeah, it's the fun part, right?
But so you didn't write a book. I mean, a lot of business owners are encouraged to write a book that basically acts like a business card. And, page 1 is sort of acknowledging the fact that no one's ever going to get through this book, and you got to tell everything, right up front and get them to to buy into whatever you're offering in the book. But you're saying you designed the book such that people would want to continue reading, they'd want to implement what you were saying, and therefore they'd want to interact and engage with you and share your expertise with other people and kind of create a community around. Has that happened? Have you created a community around the book?
For the most part, yeah, especially around the YouTube. But just to speak to what you were saying here, you can do both. You can have a business card that draws people in that they enjoy. Like if that book is going to be your business card, why not take them down the rabbit hole of your value? Why not get them here? They are in a place where they're perfectly willing to sit down and read pages that hopefully, if they're interesting and engaging enough and useful enough, they'll keep going down. Give them the time to really sink in and learn more about you over the long haul through 100 or 200 pages, rather than having a so-so book where the first 10 pages you kind of like, you threw everything you can at them there without letting them go down that progression of value. Because in the end, I know a lot of people want long-term customers anyway. Why not condition yourself or reinforce that by even implementing that value and that energy into the book that you give them?
So you were primed for writing this book, though, because you are a content writer, a copywriter.
Yes.
Like that is your prior life experience that you brought to this. So this was almost just a larger extension of writing that you have done in the past. Is that fair to say?
I mean, I would say for that claim, I'm telling people, hey, make this a really great thing. I do admit that I've had experience as a copywriter that I intentionally infused in this in an attempt, hopefully a successful attempt, to make this unlike any other law of attraction book that anyone's ever read before.
Well, it seems like it is. I mean, given the feedback and the engagement, and we're talking a short amount of time, within about a year and a half. Is that?
Yeah, well, it launched November 2019. Okay. By the end of 2020, there was around 50,000 copies sold. To be candid, I haven't checked the numbers now, so I don't know.
That's okay. You're busy.
Honestly, I am. And a quick little note to speak to the value again. I'm literally too busy answering emails. When people write into me, unlike most authors, and no offense for anyone that's busy and's got stuff going on, unlike most authors, my readers will get a response directly from me that will address whatever question they have about the content that I publish.
Excellent. So we're talking a lot about law of attraction, and there are some people who are listening to this are like, ugh, I've heard this kind of stuff before. What can you benefit from law of attraction and these concepts, even if you don't buy into it?
Yeah, let me try to say this real fast. I liken it to lifting weights to getting muscles. Because everyone can relate to lifting weights to getting muscles, even though it's a very simplified term. And I'll give you two possible explanations as to how this works. Either you lift weights, you go to sleep, and the muscle fairy comes at night and waves a magic wand. Poof, you've got muscles. Or when you're lifting weights, you're putting so much stress on your body that the muscles literally tear. And then what happens is your body responds by healing, by filling in those gaps with missing muscle, with more muscle fiber. Now, most people would say, Andrew, it's a second explanation. And I'd say, it doesn't matter. What matters is you put in X, you get Y, you lift weights, you get muscles. And by that same token, whether or not you believe in the law of attraction, if you just engage in 5 minutes a day of gratitude, you may be pleasantly surprised. And if I'm wrong about that, you at least took 5 minutes out of the day where you're thinking positive rather than worrying about anything else in that moment.
Oh my gosh, I love this. I have a same belief, as far as productivity. There are a lot of different ways to create productivity in your business, and it really doesn't matter which way you come from, because the end result will be the same. Whether you have a logical process, a spiritual process, an intuitive process, it all ends up in the same place. So I love that can be true here as well. You said a gratitude practice. Can you name or share something really quickly that we could put into play? What does that look like? I'll give you the one
I still do every single day.
Okay.
Every single day, I pull out my phone and I leave a recorded message of all the things that I'm grateful for today. And I send that to my friend across the country, and he does the same thing for me. We've installed a social pressure to keep ourselves accountable while simultaneously giving ourselves the opportunity to feel good every single day, expressing that gratitude. And we've been doing this we're in our 4th year. He's seen me become a bestseller in this time. I've seen him make tremendous leaps. It's powerful. It's worth it. Try it. You will not regret it.
Awesome. And that doesn't take any effort to do. So great example. If you'd like to reach out to Andrew Kapp, all you need to do is find him on his YouTube channel. Lots of great videos there, and you can find his book and access to it as well. Thank you so much for being here.